Hi, everybody. I'm back with another story that I really, really enjoy. And I think I've read this one to you, but if you don't remember it, that's okay. This one is written by John Lithgow. He is an actor, and this is a picture of him on the back cover here. He wrote this story about the remarkable Farkle McBride. And I like to read this story because it's kind of tickles my tongue. It's a good rhyming story. It also has some good rhythm to it. And I really like music, so it kind of talks to me about the things that I like about music. And it's interesting to read this about this remarkable Farkle McBride. So go ahead and listen with me. By the way, the illustrations, which I hope you enjoy as well, are illustrated by CF Payne. The Remarkable Farkle McBride. Oh, there he is. You can tell he starts out as a baby in this story. Even before we start reading the story, the pictures start telling it. Oh, pity the prodigy Farkle McBride. No matter what instrument poor Farkle tried, whether strumming or blowing, or drumming or bowing, his musical passions were unsatisfied. When Farkle McBride was a 3-year-old tyke, all freckly, bony, and thin, he astonished his friends and his family alike by playing superb violin. Ooh, his dad is even impressed. Do you see his face? He went reedily, deedily, deedily, dee, with all of the strings at his side. Reedily, deedily, deedily, dee, the remarkable Farkle McBride. Look, he even has a little podium there to make him tall enough to play. Oh no. But when he was 4, Farkle played it no more, in spite of his parents' beseeching. He shattered the records he used to adore. He smashed up his resin, ripped up every score. He threw fiddle and bow to the living room floor and shouted, "Enough of your screeching!" But when Farkle was 5, his melodical gift once again bore rhapsodical fruit. The woodwinds inspired his spirits to lift, and he rapidly mastered the flute. Little information, I used to play the flute in high school as well. He went rootily tootily tootily too, with all of the winds at his side. Rootily tootily tootily too, the remarkable Farkle McBride. Can you find him? There he is. But at 6, oh, don't ever do this to a flute. Farkle flung his flute into the lake, notwithstanding his lyrical trill. He stamped on the dock till you thought it would break. "That's it," he exclaimed. "I've had all I can take. That tootling gives me a brutal headache. It's so wimpy and whiny and shrill." Look at that. When Farkle was 7, a different sound rekindled his musical flame. He became the most expert trombonist around, and the boulevards buzzed with his name. Do you know what that instrument is? It's the trombone. That's the one that Mr. Parmenter plays. Well, he plays all of them, but this is the one that he played a lot. He went vroompity doompity doompity doom, with all of the brass at his side. Vroompity doompity doompity doom, the remarkable Farkle McBride. Have you been paying attention to how old he is? Well, now he's 8. But at 8 he declared, to his parents' despair, and as everyone else might have guessed, "I can't stand the trombone with its blat and its blare. That racket is more than my eardrums can bear. So return it or throw it away. I don't care. I despise it, just like all the rest." Please don't do that with your trombone. Not a good place for it. When Farkle was 9, both his father and mum were bursting with pride and affection, for Farkle learned xylophone, cymbals, and drum, the entire percussion section. He went boom, bash, clang-a-ma-clash, all the clamor that he could provide. Tinkly, bing-bong, bumpity, crash, the remarkable Farkle McBride. Can you make that face? But soon he fell prey to his usual gloom, despite all the praise and the flattery. First a sigh, then a sulk, then a frown, then a fume, then an ear-splitting tantrum that emptied the room. "I can't take it," he bellowed, "the crash and the boom and the clang and the bang of the battery." Poor Farkle, howsoever renowned, reached the end of his musical tether. But then he discovered his favorite sound. Light bulb. Musicians all playing together. It happened like this. The conductor caught cold on the day of a major recital. "You've got to replace him," young Farkle was told. "Your cooperation is vital." So he took the baton and he gave the downbeat, and kaboom! The foundations were shaken by glorious music, bombastic and sweet, that filled up the hall and spilled into the street. Music that brought the whole crowd to its feet from the instruments he had forsaken. They went reedily, roodily, roompity bang. "Bravo!" all the spectators cried. "Deedily, doodly, doompity clang. The Remakable Farkle McBride." Since that sparkling night, Maestro Farkle McBride conducts all the instruments he ever tried. His happy heart sings to brass, drums, winds, and strings, and Remakable Farkle's at last satisfied. And now it's gonna take me a little bit to get this position, but here you can see the whole entire orchestra. Yeah, I kind of have to back out of the picture so you can see them all. Can you find some of the instruments that Farkle tried? Do you see where Farkle is right now? He's the director or the conductor of the music, so he likes all that music sound put together. And here is the very last page, and it says, "To Farkle, love, Mom and Dad." Well, I hope that you enjoyed listening to John Lithgow's The Remakable Farkle McBride. Listen to it many times, and I hope you enjoyed this book.